Subtopic number 2. Renewable energy. Renewable energy is energy that can be used for a long period of time and does not run out. This does not mean that it is infinite, but it means that it can't be replenished continuously, and that allows us to use it repeatedly. Renewable sources has disadvantages and advantages, more advantages than disadvantages, but there are some cons by using these methods of producing energy. The advantages of renewable energies are: it saves money because it is not as expensive as building other equipment to generate energy, like a power plant. It brings health and environmental benefits. This means that as renewable energies, also called green energies, do not produce waste materials or gases. It makes our life better because we do not have to struggle with fog or all the repercussions that contamination brings with it. It won't run out. It won't run out because it uses renewable sources like sunlight or wind or water, and it has lower reliance on foreign sources. This means that you don't have to put something in it to work, like you would use coal for powering a coal producing energy. The disadvantages of renewable energies are that it is vulnerable. When I say vulnerable, it means that bad weather or things like that can cause problems in production. It is not so easy to produce in large quantities in comparison to other forms of production. It is not everywhere. You cannot put a solar panel where you want. You need to find a place where a lot of sunlight is shined for a long period of time and all that. And generally you need a large area to use them. Like you need a lot of water so as to produce energy with that. Climate action, visibility of the issue. This climate action is a worldwide issue. All the countries in the world, more in these years and this time, that climate change and contamination and pollution has grown, and we are now seeing the repercussions clearly. Climate action now is a goal for every country. In the presentation, we have a chart and a graph, a chart and a map showing the countries and ranking them in how they are contributing to climate action. Global warming, causes and repercussions. The causes of global warmings are the burning fossil fuels creates gases that contribute to global warming. Deforestation makes shortens the amount of trees in the world that create oxygen. Intensive farming makes that some areas stay infertile, and also to farm you have to it's related to deforestation, because a lot of trees are cut down to get more place for farming. Farming also produces a lot of methane and gases. Waste disposal also create gases. Mining is the responsible for the 5% of the whole gas emission in the world, toxic gas emission. And overconsumption, this means that we are we use a lot of materials and resources. This leads us to cut a lot of trees or mining a lot, and the consequences of each activity are present. The repercussions of this issue, of this problem that is global warming, are effect on biodiversity, oceans, humans, and weather. Biodiversity, it is affected because climate is changing, and plants have to adapt to that, and sometimes they cannot. On oceans, global warming, the Earth is warming, and this makes the poles or icebergs of big chunks of ice melt and rise the ocean level. Humans are affected. First we go with weather. Weather is changed. Now we have sometimes period of very cold weather or very hot, when this is not a thing that should happen. This is a repercussion of global warming. And on humans, all of this, the repercussion that global warming has on oceans affects us too, because some cities may get flooded or things like that. Weather affects us because some people may get sick or are not prepared for very sudden change in weather. Biodiversity, some animals come and migrate to other places. Everything gets to us at the end. How can we get involved in climate action? There are many ways in which we can help or make something for climate action. Some of these are eating less meat and less plants. Eating less meat and more plants-based meals, obviously, because raising animals and having all them together in some places and so massively, that because animal production and then the killing and all that is everywhere. This creates a lot of toxic gases because the waste disposal of the animals, plus when they breathe and do all that, this affects, and lowering our income of meals containing meat will lower all that gas production. Using renewable energy, because using renewable energy does not make does not produce toxic gases or waste materials than using other ways of energy production. Lowering energy usage is important because when you use excessively something, when you don't even need it, that also affects, because you are consuming a lot more energy than you would have to. Maybe cycling or walking to your job or to some destination to lower the usage of motor-based vehicles that produce gases. Donating to some campaign to maybe plant trees or save animals, it's helpful. And lowering your food waste, if you can use some food that you left behind, or maybe start making less food so as not to consume so much, can improve our condition that we are now in at this time in the world.